Hi, there's a lot of talk, a lot of confusion, a lot of concern about what happens to housing prices during a recession. Well, I want to cover some information with you today on that. So stick around. Hi, I'm Stewart, Ebaugh, real estate agent with Southern Classic Realtors in the Atlanta area. And of course, with what's going on with the coronavirus pandemic, just these crazy times, huge unemployment right now, I want to share some information with you on what happens with home prices during a recession. But first of all, so we can get this message out to as many people as possible, give this video a like, leave me a comment, share it with your friends, and that'll help the algorithm get that message out to as many people as we can. So if we look back at the last 5 recessions, we can see that home prices actually increased during 3 of those 5. Of course, we had a huge price drop during the 2008 recession, as we are all familiar with. And if we look at in that 2002, the dot-com crash, along with the post 9/11 recession, we can also see that home prices increased in the 8% range then as well. So if we look back to 2008 on what happened then and why the market now is not what it was then, I think that'll help put some of it in perspective for us. So we can see that the home prices were appreciating kind of steadily in the 8% range. And then we had that huge spike, 2004, 2005. Builders were just building like crazy, lots of homes coming on the market. It was the old, if you build it, they will come type of scenario.
If you build it, he will come.
If we look at this chart of what's called the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, which is just a fancy name for how hard or how easy is it to get a loan, we can see that leading into the crash or prior to the crash, all you had to do was fog a mirror to be able to get a mortgage. And of course, we know what happened from that, and so now it's been much more difficult. The lending standards have tightened considerably and have been about the same since then. And if we look at the months of supply of housing inventory, 6 to 7 months is about a normal market. Below that, which is what we're in now, is a seller's market. In some places 2 and only 3 months of supply of inventory. Houses are selling very quickly. There's a lot more buyers than there are houses for them, so prices are going up. The homes sell quickly. The sellers can get what they want, in many cases above their list price. And the reverse is true on the buyer's market. So we can see how leading into the we can see that leading into the crash, just the supply of inventory was through the roof, and an oversupply of houses, which of course now prices had to come down in order to get them sold. So if it's a seller's market, home prices are going up, why would a recession now not be like it was in 2008? Well, if we look here, we can see that 37% of homeowners own their own home free and clear. Their house is not going into foreclosure no matter what happens. And 27% of homeowners have over 50% equity in their house. So they're not likely to walk away from all that money they have tied up in their home. But right now we've got 22 million plus people out of work in the past month. So how does the unemployment that's happening, how does that affect the number of home sales? Well, if we look back here at number 1 there on the left, during the early 1990s, we can see that unemployment rose to about 7.5%, but yet the number of home sales also increased. Seems a little counterintuitive, doesn't it, that if people are out of work, then homes aren't selling. But that's not the case. Also, at number 2, leading into the crash, same thing. Unemployment went up, but also so did the home sales. And then, of course, we had the tremendous crash, a huge spike in unemployment rate, and the number of home sales leveled off fairly well during that time. But then we had this tremendous drop in the unemployment rate to about where we are now, and we can see that there hasn't been a huge corresponding increase in home sales. It's actually been relatively flat. So the point there is that there's not really a direct relationship between the unemployment rate and the number of homes sold. So how are the buyers and the sellers interpreting all that today? Well, 63% of buyers are expecting prices to decrease, but yet 72% of home sellers have not made a price adjustment, have not reduced their home price yet. So it still remains to be seen how this is all going to play out. But it's still a very strong market. Homes are still selling every single day. Homes are coming on the market every single day. So if you've been affected and not able to buy a house right now, hang in there. We're all going to get through this. This will be over soon. All those houses that might not have been able to sell will be out there. Other homes, people that have been holding off, waiting to put their home on the market, those homes will be out there for you. So we're kind of expecting the housing market to really take off once we all get back to work and the economy gets opened back up again. So if you'd like to talk about any of this, send me a direct message or give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Love to answer your questions and see what we can do to help. Again, give this video a like, a comment, a share, so we can get this message out to as many people as we possibly can. Thanks again for watching. I hope you continue to stay healthy, stay safe, and until then, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.